Thanks for letting us in, Charlie. It's fab. It's a real treat for me to see the place. And tell me how it all works. When you get here in the mornings, what's your first sort of task?
Obviously, just check in with Marie and Alex. Marie Murphy and Alex Merriam are both the main assistants here, and do a fantastic job. So first is all right there, Josh? Good. Okay, Kerry?
Yeah.
Great. First thing is to check in with them, and they will report to me about if there's any issues that have been noted first thing in the morning, and then we will then just briefly go through the list of exercise list if there are any changes, i.e., if we plan to go on the grass gallops, has there been any overnight rain, and so on and so forth. So just basically just make sure we've dovetailed everything that we'd planned the night before and everything was in order. So that'll be the first port of call. Then the horses will pull out first lock there, normally about 6:30, and William and James will then come in at the same time, and usually on a Tuesday and a Wednesday, and then a Thursday have a day off. They have a day off on Friday, and here on a work day on a Saturday. So first lock, like I say, we'll pull out 6:30 and be an hour, go through their exercise, and then we will regroup again after first lot. I will obviously be with Maria and Alex, and we will see the horses out exercise, through exercise, and obviously return from exercise. And if there's any horses that we feel might need any, checking over by the vets or the farriers or anybody, then we will put those on a list. All okay, Michelle? Yeah, good. Okay, good. Well done. It's just a couple of 2-year-olds that have just done their first little bits of gate work there.
Is that a pretty exciting time? Is that when you get the first idea of what
for sure. I mean, to be fair, have Jerry and Tom, they do all of our gate work. So again, they just go through the list of horses that they see beginning to increase their exercise. They'll obviously then start to build their gate work into that programme. So again, very lucky here that everyone's got their position and they know what they're doing, and touch wood at the moment it runs very well.
Is that a huge part of it, that you do have a really good team of experienced people?
No doubt about it. All right, it's I think that's what's brought us up that level again, is the infrastructure that we have here at Godolphin. Firstly, from the managerial point of view, but most importantly from His Highness, who allows us to be able to do what he feels is right for the horses, and doing so, with the team around us now, I feel that the results are improving year on year.
For me, you seem brilliant at picking out targets for horses. How do you do that? I mean, how are you looking at condition books here, America, France? How do you do it?
Again, up in the office there, Hannah Pollard runs the office there, and she'll have all those program books laid out there in the morning. And it's one thing, again, allows me, because of Marie and Alex and obviously Sophie in Dubai, and the management team they have below them, allows me to sit down and go through a lot of those races and programs with Hannah in the mornings there, between exercises, and then in the afternoons. So we put a lot of time into it, but it's something that's grown with age and experience as well. Once you've been on a certain trip and you know what races are there on that particular meeting or that time of the year, you'll always have it stored in the back of your mind, and then you'll start to learn which horses are the right horses to take on those trips or are suited those conditions, shall we say. So again, it's experience that we've been lucky enough to build up over the last few years now with the right horses, and therefore you gain confidence with it, and hopefully we're starting to make the right decisions with the right horses, and therefore get the right results.
Has there been one race or one horse over the years where you've thought, I'm so chuffed, like that's a plan that's been a really long time in the making, and it's finally, like, it's come off, that you're really proud of as a team?
Look, when you have your Breeders' Cup plans, those are always great, and obviously last year, I dreamed that we could achieve that again, or even excel it. But to have 3 Breeders' Cup winners, all by Dubai homebreds, was something it was a very magical moment for for the team, but most importantly for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. Like I say, to have 3 homebreds, that was an amazing achievement. I don't think it's ever been done, to be honest with you, on a Breeders' Cup meeting. So as he'll always tell me, enjoy it, but you know, look further forward again. So that's basically a signal to say you've done well, but try harder. So you know, we will always try to better ourselves, but each year in doing so, we set ourselves a challenge.
Yeah, you do. And how chuffed were you to win the championship, the own trainers' championships? I know I spoke to you halfway through the season. You said it's not really a priority. Was it just nice to tick it off?
It is nice to tick it off for sure, yeah. But it wasn't. You know, and I don't want to sound too blasé, but it wasn't a priority. You know, our priority here is to produce winners, and most importantly to produce, you know, hopefully Group 1 winners, and therefore making stallions and hopefully bringing some broodmares onto the farms. So that's the first. You know, that's our mindset. But in doing so, hopefully, if you're doing that and you're doing enough of it, then the second thing comes along as well, and i.e. the championship, which obviously we won for the first time last year, and yeah, it was a great achievement for myself, but for the team, they got a great buzz out of it as well, because, you know, as I've always said, it's not me, it's a huge team effort here, and you know, they all took a lot of pride, and you know, if you work in a stable, it's like playing in a football team, and if you're playing in the Champions League or playing for the winners of the championship, you walk around with your chest out, and the team here, most definitely, you noticed that last year, back end of last year, that they got a bit of swagger in their stride, and it's great.
Are you a football fan?
No, I wish I was. So I'm trying to educate my son into football, just to give him some sort of diversity that I haven't got, instead of me being one-dimensional.
You'd never be able to watch it. And it was lovely seeing your daughters at Newmarket. How on earth do you juggle 4 small kids and this?
I'm very lucky. My wife Aisling does a fantastic job, and we have our family around us as well. So it's a huge effort by everybody. But it's great they're at an age now that they're sort of understanding it more, and hopefully that'll give them some great memories when they're a bit older in life.
And your daughters are helping you name some of the youngsters?
Yeah, they are, yes. It's a great bit of pressure on us all in the spring. But very lucky, we live at White Lodge, and so they get the opportunity to see a lot of these you know, foals into yearlings progress throughout their juvenile careers, and then it comes that they come into the yard, and so therefore they followed a few of them around the paddocks, and they ask if they can name them, and some of them come off quite well. So you know, obviously Althika being probably the standout, and you know, with the Moonlight just winning recently, is another horse that will be followed through by Emily, and Edith. She's a Wild Crusade fan, and Erin's been a big Zakuski fan, dare I say it. So he's been around the block for a little while now, so she's looking for a new star.
Where did the name Althika and Zakuski come from?
Althika came from, it was a stone, yeah, blue stone there. So yeah, so and Zakuski, if you ask me, you have to ask Erin, to be brutally honest with you, where that came from.
A couple of last questions. What is the one race you've ticked off now? Quite a few of the classics. You've won, you say, Breeders' Cup, Melbourne Cup. What is the one race you think I'd really like to win that for Sheikh Mohammed?
Look, one race, of course, we'd love to win is a Kentucky Derby, no doubt about it. But that is that is a huge challenge for a European stable. I know obviously we're a global stable from Dubai as well, but it's something that's definitely on the wish list, shall we say? But I think what I hope is going to be more achievable sooner rather than later is this has already been won, I know, by Godolphin, but from Moulton Paddocks here, is to win an Arc. We all know what a huge race it is, and you know, to get as close as we did last year with 2 live candidates as well in Hurricane Lane and Adiyar, it certainly got the bit between my teeth that is something we're going to try and get done this year.
What about a Dubai World Cup?
Oh, for sure. That's as we all know, Laura, I'm more of a turf man at the moment, so switching to the dirt gets a bit harder for me. But hopefully one day I'll find the right horse and I'll get that job done as well. But you know, Sai's done such a fantastic job at winning that so many times. I feel that sometimes it's quite nice for other nations to go and win it. Not that it doesn't mean I don't want to win it. I've just got to get the right horse.
And regarding Dubai, when does your planning start? When do you start? Because I know you often give them a long layoff before they come to Dubai, and I think maybe that's why you do so well there. But when do you start thinking, I'll put this away for Dubai?
To be honest, we start sort of thinking sort of July time. Some of those, some of the 3-year-olds have ran in a few handicaps, got to a level where, we feel it's going to be tougher for them here anyway, and therefore they are going to go up in the handicap. And also in doing so, to get to that level, they've probably ran 3 or 4 times during the spring there. So we're just in a very privileged position that we can sort of take a rain check on them all and say put them into where we feel they're going to be suited and are allowed to do so, because like I say we feel we're doing what's right for the horse. So July would be the time where we would get, so I say, sort of pinpointing these handicap carnival types, and then obviously regarding the 3-year-old sort of career of some of those carnival horses, that will be later in the year when those 2-year-olds are starting to sort of develop a bit more, and we'll get a little bit more of a gauge on what we feel is going to be the way forward for them.
And there's a lot of it, this really will be the last question, so a lot of it that you've got the luxury of owners who will sit back and let you say, I'm giving this horse 6 months off.
Yes, but in doing so, I think we are in that position, yes, now, and we have been, but I think in asking for an owner to allow you to do that, you've also got to deliver the goods at the end of the 6 months. It's no good saying, we're going to give this horse time and this is our plan. The plan doesn't come off the first time, it doesn't come off the second time. You've got to probably sit back and just say, well, I might have to just rejiggle this slightly. But we've been very lucky that we've picked the right horses, and we've been allowed to be given them the time they've had. But most important, I think we've got the result at the end of it, and if we can carry on doing that, then hopefully everyone will be happy to allow us to carry on doing what we're doing.
Awesome.